Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Hennessy,
And I'm Ryan Enright.
and you're back with a shot of Hennessy. We decided we're going to continue this Batman topic, and we're going to discuss some other different views of Batman and his ideology, and just everything Batman. So, me and Ryan decided we want to talk about the Christopher Nolan movies because we discussed it last time about the different view of Alfred, and we also realized that there's a lot of differences in the movie because Christopher Nolan wanted to make like a really original story, like how the character Rachel Dawes is such a big character in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, even though she was a completely original character and was never in any Batman comics. So we thought that was pretty interesting. Um, Also, we want to discuss like different costumes and just different factors of Batman. Like for example, me, I prefer Batman with longer ears, where Ryan likes the shorter ones, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I've come to appreciate the longer ears the more and more that I've played Batman Arkham City. I like that how I believe you put it as dehumanizing him
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. Yeah, and it really got into his emotional psyche and the darkness of the feeling. But yeah, I kind of like the short ones though, because then it reminds me, that's a person putting on a mask and
Yeah, because I noticed that in a lot of comics, whenever he has really long like ears on the cowl, that it's usually they try to portray him as a lot more evil or menacing. Like even in the Long Halloween, his costume is very sharp and very threatening, and in the comic Batman Arkham Asylum before the game came out, it's a very original art style in the book, and if you notice, that story is actually basically completely about Batman's psyche and how he handles the mental strain of being Batman and dealing with all these crazy characters in Arkham Asylum. So that I think that's a good read if you ever want to pick that up. The art style is not for everyone. It's very artistic. Like it's very artistic. It's like paintings and it's all very out there and I guess you could say it's like if Batman crossed with modern art. Because I know like Ryan, what kind of art styles do you like in Batman comics?
oh gosh, in the Frank Miller Batmans, I used to have a problem with that really old fashioned kind of sloppy look, but now I've just grown to love it.
Mm-hmm.
Batman's Year One and The Dark Knight Rises or something, or is that no? That's the movie. Whatever, The Return of the Dark Knight.
It's
That's
the
what it
Dark Knight
was.
Returns, yeah.
Oh, all right. So close, so
You had
close.
it, almost had it.
I've never read it, so I mean, you can't yell at me, I guess. But I like that style. I loved Batman Hush. Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait, no. I think I'm gonna hit myself in the face because I don't think that he did that one. Now I'm gonna have to go and check it out for a second. But I know that he did like Batman All Star, and looking at Batman All Star, that looks really cool and everything.
Yeah.
I like the Batman Fugitive or Bruce Wayne Fugitive series.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I have it right here. Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb, and Scott Williams did Batman Hush.
Okay.
Yes, all right. My face is saved. I also like the Batman Grendel, so
Yeah, yeah.
with Matt Wagner and
Mhm.
from Dark Horse. That was a really cool one. I like that.
Yeah. Me, I actually just ordered the Long Halloween, and I'm very excited for that one. I've read it before, but it's just the fact of how it's such a weird thing to say, but how long his ears are. It's my favorite thing, just because it really, like what Ryan said. I feel like it kind of dehumanizes him, and I imagine like the criminals and thugs, the way they see they really think that this is some kind of monster. Um, and that's always been one of my favorite things about Batman. It's just the how he uses their fear to his advantage, and and something like in Batman Begins, if you ever notice, like his first real, attempt at stopping crime is where he's flying all around and scaring the crap out of the thugs when they're moving the drugs, and
Yeah.
just how like one of the thugs is, "Where are you?" and he's like, "Here," and like, and it's for me when I first saw it, I was like, I got chills. I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing." Um, oh, and speaking of that, I also ordered All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, which is the infamous The Goddamn Batman,
Ugh,
which
so jealous.
I actually read up. There was actually a lot of complaints. Like a lot of people thought like this is ridiculous. This is not Batman whatsoever. And it's just kind of how people react to brand new things, especially with comics that are something that's supposed to be a constant. But
Yeah.
just how the lines is like, what are you, dense? What are you, retarded? I'm the goddamn Batman, you know? Like, just to think that that's how he is. And he's so far off from his usual alignment, which is something me and Ryan discuss a lot, is like a Dungeons and Dragons alignment chart from lawful good to neutral good to chaotic good and then neutral, true neutral, all that, of how Batman is usually very lawful good, if not chaotic good, but how the goddamn Batman is bordering on evil, just of how his no regard for any human safety, even though he is supposed to be a superhero, and just how he picks up Robin and turns him into the same thing, like this little punk. Oh, and I love it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, Frank Miller's wonderful interpretation of Batman.
Like, and even in the Dark Knight Returns, just how they like he looks like this massive gorilla, and how they even made the bat symbol on his chest like look like fat and bigger, just to fit his broad chest. And if you play the new Arkham City, that's an unlockable skin, and just how running around looking like this huge bouncer, football player, and you really get the satisfaction when you're beating up on thugs. What else is there? The Joker.
Oh, the Joker.
Me and Ryan have discussed different people who voiced the Joker, and how, of course, Mark Hamill is a favorite for everybody, but how me and Ryan are a fan of From Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, what is that actor's name? He does a very good job.
John DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio.
He's the voice of Bender from Futurama and Jake from Adventure Time. He does a lot of voices. He's really big.
You know, I swear I heard one of the thugs in Arkham City had a voice like his, but I couldn't.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's the kind of guy who like, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets work everywhere, because he's just that kind of guy that even if he's not the main character, he's probably more than willing just to put a voice in. Like,
oh yeah.
Like the voice who does Ryan, you watch Cowboy Bebop. What's the main guy's name?
Oh, I love Spike. I love it.
The guy who does the voice of Spike and who does that guy from Samurai Champloo, whose name also escapes me.
Oh yeah.
Like which is funny because they look a lot alike. Those two characters. I remember hearing
his name is Spec.
Yeah, it's Spec, Spike. It's a whole bunch of alternate reality things. His voice, like, I remember hearing a thug, and I was like, really? This guy just did, like, one thug? Like, that's so cool. If I had the opportunity to be a voice actor, I know I'd do that. Just like, hey, doing a game? Can I, like, say, like, one line? And be like, yeah, sure. That'd be just great. But yeah, so John DiMaggio, who has, a really deep, raspy voice, and he had the opportunity to be the Joker, which I saw an interview with him. He said it was a great honor, and he really loved doing it because it's actually a role that really demands a lot of method acting. He said that he felt he had to go to a really dark place to be able to really portray the insanity and pure evil that is the Joker. And just how in Under the Red Hood, the Joker, he sounded like he was like a mob boss. Like his voice, he sounded like, instead of the usual like cackling, scrawny guy, he was like this big, broad-shouldered guy, and his voice was deep, but his laugh would go so high and just show how insane he was while beating Robin with a crowbar, which also was a great story too. Just the whole,
Death in the Family. Death in the Family. That's what's in the comics. Is what it's.
Yeah, and because they actually there was a vote because nobody liked God, what's his name? Oh, I'm so bad today.
Not Dick Grayson, but Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, yeah. No one liked Jason Todd. They actually had a poll to see like if they wanted him to die or not, and the poll went through. They wanted him to die, so they're like, "Oh, he's gone. Everyone's happy." But then they're like, "You know what? Let's bring him back as a bad guy." The Ra's al Ghul, Lazarus Pit. You know the deal. Oh, and there's our time. So, thank you, Ryan. I always love these discussions. And
Oh, I enjoy it just as much.
and so thanks for listening, guys. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.